Hey, good morning, class. I just want to take a few minutes in this video announcement, really just to go over some of the important aspects of your second Temple paper that is due Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. And I want to highlight some significant things because this paper plays a huge part of not only the term, but also your grade, obviously. So I want you guys to be able to do the best possible job you can. So I want to make sure that you understand that, you ought to first of all read the instructions to the paper itself in the syllabus, but then also there are specific directions in the course content as well. But the paper has to address, it begins with the Persian period, and it traces all of the significant historical events all the way through the destruction of the temple in 70 AD. That's why it's called the Second Temple period. From the temple that was rebuilt during Nehemiah and Ezra, and then all the way down to when the Romans destroyed the temple in AD 70. So you want to make sure you highlight all the significant events, all the significant leaders, and also some other significant individuals that played a big part in the various parts of this history. And obviously other groups. There were several groups that played an important role during this period as well. And describe how these events, leaders, groups, ideologies, whatever, how these impacted the Jews and also the culture of Palestine during up into the time of Jesus. Now, that's one part of your paper. The other part of the paper is that you all have to pick one significant person, event, group, or ideology, and then describe in detail how this particular event, person, or group, whatever, how it impacted the New Testament world of the first century. So make sure you take note of that, but you have to address all those different things. And that's why I encourage you just simply to read the direction very carefully. Also, you need 5 different scholars, 5 different scholarly citations. And let me just warn you now, one of the things that we look for is good breadth of research. In other words, don't have 5 sources, but then mainly rely on one. That's what some of the students, they make a big mistake, and that's just not good research. So what we want you to do is really, you have a balanced approach to the way that you use your sources. And I think that will really help you do the best possible work you can. Remember, the paper calls for an introduction with a thesis. Okay, well, what exactly is a thesis? Well, let me just give you my own brief definition where I'm looking for. What I want you to do is basically state, what are you going to try to prove in this paper? And then the paper is going to demonstrate really how you're going about proving that. And that could be a lot of different things, but for this, it's pretty specific. But anyway, make sure that there's a thesis statement in there along with an introduction. Make sure you've got clear transitions between paragraphs and sections, and also, just address the major questions. Make sure there's a good conclusion, conclusion that summarizes everything that you've said. And so that's important. A lot of students will just neglect the conclusion, or maybe give a couple sentences, maybe 1 or 2 sentences, when that's not really a good summarizing of what you have discovered during this research paper. Also, check the proper form for footnotes. All right, no endnotes, no parenthetical references, footnotes, as well as a bibliography. Okay, you'll need to have the bibliography as well. So make sure you note the different ways the footnotes are cited and the bibliography is cited. It's gonna, it'll be tough. I know that, but listen, guys, we only got a couple weeks left. Just push yourself, work as hard as you can for these 2 weeks, and I think that you're really going to see it pay off. It's been exciting to see the growth of many of you over this term. Just really how you've improved your writing, how you've improved your ability to answer the questions, as well as even a lot of great improvement in just learning how to reply in a way that demonstrates the fact that you're thinking critically and you're trying to analyze what the student has written based upon the content of the question, and then really just, answer it in a way that helps them to learn more about that particular question. All right, guys, listen, don't want to keep you. Have a great week. I'm here if you need me, okay? Shoot me an email. All right, guys, praying for you.